Welcome to the viewers for the lecture in the subject structural analysis. In the last lecture, we have introduced analysis of pin jointed trusses by strain energy method. We have started a numerical problem. So, we have discussed more on concepts. Therefore, we could not complete a full numerical example. Therefore, in this lecture, we will take a numerical example and fully do the problem, completely solve the problem. Right. Now, we will straight away start with the problem. This is lecture number 110. So we have a problem, a statically indeterminate frame shown in figure carries a load of 80 kilonewton, 80 kilonewton at the point D as shown in the figure. Analyze the frame by the strain energy method. So, this is the problem, right. Now, first we have to find out the degree of indeterminacy of the frame. As we discussed earlier, a structure may be, particularly a truss, may be externally redundant or internally redundant. Externally redundant means having more number of reaction components. Internally redundant means having more number of members. So, a structure can be both externally as well as internally indeterminate. Right. Now, coming to internal indeterminacy I, the formula is m minus 2j minus 3, because the truss starts from a simple support. So, here it is hinged and here it is on rollers. So, for this the formula is I equal to m minus 2j minus 3. Now, here the number of members equal to 6. So, here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 members. There are 6 members. So, m equal to 6 minus 2 into number of joints. We know all joints are pin joints. We assume that all joints are pin joints. So, we have a joint A. Here it is a pin joint. Here it is a pin joint 2. This is 3 and this is 4. It is a crossing. This is not a joint. So, that is not a joint. Therefore, j equal to 4 minus 3 equal to 6. This is 5 minus 1 equal to 1. There is only one redundancy, one extra member. Coming to external redundancy, the number of reactions available are, in a hinged support there will be 2 reactions, in a roller support there will be one reaction in the horizontal direction, namely perpendicular to the plane of rollers. So, there are 3 reaction components, namely, actually the formula is small r minus capital R. That is, small r stands for the number of reaction components, capital R stands for the number of equations possible. So, these are the number of reactions available 3 minus there are 3 equilibrium equations, therefore, this is equal to 0. So, the truss is externally determinate and internally indeterminate to 1 degree. Right. So, therefore, the total redundancy equal to internal plus external equal to 0, 1 plus 0. 1 is internal is 1, external is 0 equal to 1. Right. So, that is the first step, finding out the degree of static indeterminacy. Right. Now, we have to remove any one member to make the structure statically indeterminate. The first work to be done is remove any one member to make the structure statically determinate. We can remove any one member. Now, let us say, so this is the given truss. We have to analyze the truss by the strain energy method. So, this is the question. Right. And one more point is, the area of cross section and Young's modulus are same for all the members. So, A and E are same for all the, so this is a given data, right? Now let us say BD as redundant. So treat BD as redundant, then remove BD, right? Now this diagonal member, we are treating this as redundant. Remove that member, make the structure statically determinate. Now this becomes a statically determinate structure. Statically determinate. Now apply tension T along the member direction. Apply tension T along the member direction, both at the joint B and D, at B and D. So this is the next work. Right. Now along the direction of the member, apply a tensile force T. Here also at this joint, apply a tensile force T. This is along the direction of the member. Apply unit tensile force. Now it is a statically determinate structure subjected to external load 80 kilonewton and redundant force T along the line of action, along the direction of the member. So this is to be done. Now we have to analyze this by method of joins for finding out the force in various members. So a determinate truss can be easily joined by method of joins. So we have to start from finding out the reactions, because when it starts from simple supports, we have to first find out the reactions, find out the vertical and horizontal reactions possible, then proceed with the method of joins. Right. Now here there is a vertical force and there is an inclined force. It is T equal and opposite, that will not cause any reaction because line of action is same. Therefore, that will not cause any reaction. If this force at about a point produces a clockwise moment, about the same point this will produce anti-clockwise moment, that will get cancelled. Right. Now, coming to the reactions, there is a vertical force. So when you resolve in the vertical direction, sigma V equal to 0 gives, there is only a force 80. Therefore, there must be a reaction of 80 in the opposite direction. Now there are two supports. One is a hinged support, the other one is a roller support. A roller support cannot take a force or reaction in the direction of the rollers, because the rollers are in the vertical direction. Therefore, this cannot take a vertical force. Whereas joint A is hinged. So a hinged support is capable of taking both vertical reaction as well as horizontal reaction. Therefore, sigma V equal to 0 gives VA equal to 80 kilonewton in the upward direction. So the reaction here is 80 kilonewton. Now, as it is, there is no horizontal force. Therefore, now it will seem to be satisfying sigma h equal to 0 because there is no horizontal force. But there is another condition, namely sigma m equal to 0. So all the three conditions are to be checked. So these two forces, 80 kilonewton over a distance of 4 meters, will produce a moment of 80 into 4 equal to 320 kilonewton meter. Therefore, sigma m is not equal to 0. So, to make sigma m equal to 0, so when this moment is clockwise, we have to apply an anti-clockwise moment of 320 kilonewton meter. So, to apply anti-clockwise moment, what you can do is, you can apply a force in the horizontal direction here towards left, and we can apply a force towards right, because we have to satisfy sigma h equal to 0 also. So, let us call this as HA. Now, when you take moment about the point B, taking moment about B, taking moments about B, 80 into 4. This 80 into 4, vertical force into horizontal distance. You have to consider all the forces. When we consider this 80, it passes through the point, that will not cause any moment. There is another horizontal force, HA. So, minus HA into 3 meters, horizontal force into vertical distance, 3 meters. So, 80 into 4 is a clockwise moment, HA into 3 is an anti-clockwise moment about the point B. That is all, equal to 0. We have not omitted any force, therefore, that is 0. Therefore, HA equal to, so this will give you HA, that is 3 HA equal to 320, or HA equal to 320 by 3, that is equal to 106.67. 106. Therefore, HA equal to 106.67 kilonewton. So, now HA is the only force. Now, we have to satisfy sigma H equal to 0. Sigma H equal to 0 gives. So, there is 106.67. 106.67. This is towards left. Right. Minus HB. This we will call it as HB. HB is acting towards right. Let us say HB is acting towards. So, HA plus HB must be equal to 0. HA is towards left. Either we can use minus here, you can use plus here, or anything. So, when you start something with the positive sign, whatever is in the opposite direction, mark it with a negative sign. Equal to 0. These are the two forces. There is no other horizontal force. So, that will give you HB equal to 106.67 kilonewton. So, 106 point. So, this is also equal to 106.67 kilonewton. So, these two will satisfy sigma H equal 0. These two will satisfy sigma V equal 0. And 80 into 3 will be clockwise. 80 into 4 will be clockwise. 106.67 into 3 is anti-clockwise. So, sigma m equals 0 satisfied, sigma v equals 0, sigma h equals 0. All the three equilibrium equations are perfectly satisfied. Now, only you have to start with the method of joins. So, this is how we have to first find out the reactions when the truss starts from a simple base. In the case of cantilever, this is not needed, because straight away we can start from the free end. The analysis can be started from the free end. That we will take it up in the next example. Right. Now, we have to start the method of joints, analysis by method of joints. So, to start the analysis, you have to start from a joint. Which joint you have to choose? Right. Now, suppose if we take this joint A, then AB is unknown, AD is unknown, and AC is also unknown. So we are going to use only two equations, sigma V equals 0 and sigma H equals 0. These are the two conditions. Therefore, with the two equations, you will be able to solve only two unknowns. Therefore, there are three unknowns at the point A. Therefore, now we cannot handle joint A. Suppose, when we take joint B, there is a member BA, there is a member BC, and this is a redundant force which we are going to find out. This is also a known reaction. Therefore, that can be considered. Therefore, first we have to consider or start from a joint having not more than two members. So that is also very important, because by mistake, if we start from A, we cannot solve. Right. Now, that means you have to mark all the details around the joint B. So, around the joint B, now we have a member. This is B. This is joint B. We assume that all forces are tensile. So, this is FBA, the force in the member. It starts from B, the other end is BA. Then, there is a horizontal member. There is a horizontal. That also we assume that to be tensile. FBC. Right. Now, we have a redundant force T. Redundant force T. So, this is the redundant force T. We have to mark all details. Redundant force. Then, there is a horizontal reaction 106.67. So, here there is a horizontal reaction 106.67 kilonewton. Right. So, these are all the details, namely members and forces. Right. Now, we have to find out the value of theta. We have to find out. So, theta, so opposite side is 3 meters, this is 4 meters. So, when this is theta, tan theta equal to 3 by 4. Therefore, theta equal to tan inverse of 3 by 4 equal to 53 degrees 36 degrees 52 minutes. So, this is 36 degrees 52 minutes. Right. So, this is theta. So, cos theta equal to cos 36 degree 52 minutes. So, this is equal to 0.8. Cos theta equal to 0.8. Right. The other angle, so this is 36 degrees 52 minutes. Now, 90 minus 36 will give you, this is 53 degree 08 minutes. So, 90 minus 36 52 equal to 53 degree 08 minutes. Right. Now, cos of 53 degree 08 minute equal to 0.6. Because we are going to deal with so here it is 3652, here it is 5308. Now, here it is 3652 and here it is 5308. So, we are going to deal with only two angles. We are not going to make use of sin theta. So, we are going to make use of either cos 3652 or cos 5308. Therefore, these two values we can have readily for calculations. Right. So, I will write it separately. So, here cos 36 degree 52 minutes equal to 0.8. The other value is cos of 53 degree 08 minute equal to 0.6. So, these values will be repeatedly used. Right. So this I will rub off. So that is how we have to find out the values of theta and thereby cos theta values, because in the calculations we are going to avoid the use of sin theta, because using sin theta is simple, but still that is the main problem for many students. Therefore, I used to mark therefore, now we will start the analysis here. We will start from this joint B. So sigma H equal to 0 gives sigma H equal to 0 gives FBC is a horizontal force. FBC is horizontal, right, plus 106.67 plus 106.67 plus cos 36 degree 52 minutes equal to 0. I mean T into cos 36 degree 52 minutes is equal to 0. So this is a horizontal force. This is inclined force. The horizontal component of this is force T into cos of its angle. T into cos 36 degree 52 minutes is equal to 0. So that is sigma H equal to 0. Therefore, FB, so this is one value. Now here, this also can be solved. FBC equal to 0.8 T. FBC equal to, better we will start the analysis with sigma V equal to 0. We will just come back to this. Sigma V equal to 0 gives, sigma V equal to 0 gives, one is FBA is in the vertical direction, vertically upward direction, FBA plus T into cos of its angle with the vertical, cos 53 degree 08 minutes, cos 53 degree 08 minutes. As we have discussed earlier, if you want vertical component, T into cos of its angle with the vertical. So this is equal to 0. This is equal to, there are only two forces. So here we have FBA and we have T. So T into cos 53 degree 08 minutes. So that is equal to 0. That will give you FBA equal to minus T into cos 53 degree 08 minutes, or FBA equal to say 53 degree 08 minutes is 0.6, cos of its angle is 50. So therefore this is equal to minus 0.6 T, right. Now we will come back to the previous joint. Now here 106 so this is equal to FBC equal to minus T into cos 36 degree 52 minutes minus 106.67 equal to T into cos 3652 equal to 0.8. Therefore, this is minus 0.8 T minus 106.67, or FBC equal to minus of 0.8 T plus 106.67. 106.67. So this is the force in the member BC. This is the force in the member BA. Force in the member BA. Class ama. Force in the member BA and BC. Now we will have a separate sketch and mark these things. This is A, this is B. B, A, C and D. There is a diagonal member and here it is T. Right. Now we have got the force in two members. One is FBA. FBA is compressive. Therefore, it is, because it is, we have assumed that to be tensile. We have assumed FBA to be tensile. We are getting with a negative sign. So that means the force is compressive. Therefore, this is minus 0.60. So this is compressive. Therefore, 0.6T. Right. Coming to BC, BC also we have assumed to be a tensile. This is assumed to be tensile, but we are getting with a negative sign. Therefore, this is also compressive. So in the separate diagram, we have to mark along with the direction. So this is also compressive. As per our analysis, this is also compressive. This value equal to 0.8T plus 106.67. So that diagram we will have it separately, right? Right. So next we will take up, now we can take any joint. We can take joint C because this force is known. So these are the only two unknowns. Or we can take joint A because the force in AB is known. So these two are the unknowns. So anyway, we can take either joint C or joint A. Now let us take joint C. Joint C. Around joint C, we got three members only. There is no force. Therefore, so this is joint C. So this is joint C, and in which we know the force. We know the force is compressive. That is equal to 0.80 plus 106.67. So this force is known. This is compressive. This is 0.80 plus 106.67. This value is known. Right. There is another vertical member. So this is joint C. So we will assume, initially we will assume this to be tensile. So it is D, CD. Therefore, it is FCD. FCD. There is one more diagonal member. Right. So this also we will assume to be a tensile. FC, the other end is A. So FCA. Right. Now coming to this diagram, we will find that when this is theta, this is also theta, because this is 3 meters, this is 4 meters. Therefore, that value is theta. This value is 36 degree 52 minutes. Now this angle is 53 degree 08 minutes. So we have to mark all details and also all angles at that joint. All forces, reactions, whatever is there around joint C, you have to mark all the details, including forces, reactions, etc. Right. Now we can just start the analysis. So let us start from sigma h equals 0. Sigma h equal to 0 gives. So this is 0.8t something, and this is FCA. So FCA, we are resolving in the horizontal direction. So the angle with the horizontal is 3652. Therefore, the horizontal component of this force is FCA into cos 3652. FCA into cos 3652 minutes. So this is towards left. We can follow any sign convention. Suppose if we start this with a positive sign, for this force you have to give opposite sign, because this is towards right. So minus. So the horizontal component of this force and this force, this is already in the horizontal direction, whose value equal to 0.8t plus 106.67, because this is towards left, this is towards right. These are the two forces, the horizontal component of this plus this horizontal force. So this sum equal to 0, sigma h equal to 0. Therefore, FCA cos 3652 is 0.8, already we have 0.8. So 0.8 FCA equal to 0.8t plus 106.67, or FCA equal to 1 by 0.8 into 0.8t plus 106.67. So this is equal to 0.8 and 0.8 will get cancelled. It is t plus 106 point something, that will be 106.67 by 0.8 equal to 133.34. 133.34 equal to FCA. So FCA is with a plus sign. We have assumed this to be tensile. We are getting with the positive sign. Therefore, that is tensile only. Therefore, here we can mark this as tensile force. This is tensile, and the value is T plus 133.34. So this is T. This is already assumed to be T, right? So this force is for the member CA. This is for the member CA. Right. Now next is sigma V equal to 0. Sigma V equal to 0 gives FCD, this is in the upward direction. This, when resolved in the vertical direction, this will also be in the upward direction. So plus FCA into cos of its angle with the vertical. When you want vertical component, so the force in the member into cos of its angle with the vertical. So cos 53 degree 08 minutes is equal to 0. These are the only two forces. There is no other external force. So this is already vertical. The vertical component of this will also be in the upward direction. These are the only two forces equal to 0. Now FCD we want. FCD equal to minus FCA minus FCA into cos 53 degree not 8 minutes is 0.6 into 0.6 equal to minus 0.6 into FCA. FCA is T plus 133.34. 133.34. So this on calculations will give you minus 0.6T minus 0.6 into 133 will be equal to again 80. Again 80 equal to minus 80 or equal to minus of 0.60 plus 80. So this is equal to FCD. So FCD equal to, I will rewrite FCD equal to minus of 0.6T plus 80. That means this is again compressive. So this is again compressive. Minus, you are getting with the minus sign. Therefore, it is compressive. Therefore, here also it is compressive. So now here you can just mark in the separate diagram. Here you can mark it along with the correct sign. So this is 0.60. 0.60. I think yes. 0.60 plus 80. 0.60 plus 80. So that is for the member CD. Right. So even if you rub off all the values and suppose when you do it in a paper, the values will be in different places. When you mark it in a separate diagram like this, that will finally help in right. Now next we can take, there are two more joints. Analysis of one more joint will solve the problem fully. Either we can take joint D or joint A. Now let us take joint D. Now in joint D, there is a vertical force, so we have to consider all the details around the joint. Therefore, this also has to be included. Suppose we take joint A, there is a vertical reaction and also there is a horizontal reaction. That also we have to mark. We have to mark all the details. Suppose take joint B, now there is a reaction that has to be considered. So that is very, very important. Right. Now let us take joint D. Joint D. Joint D. Now in joint D, you have to mark all the details around this. So suppose this is joint D. Right. Now there is a vertical force 80. Right. There is a vertical member DC. Below this there is a vertical member. In the vertical member, now we know the force. It is compressive. That we can mark. 0.60 plus 80. So here it is compressive. 0.60 plus 80. 0.60 plus 80. Right. Now, then there is another horizontal member. So here there is a member in which force is not known. Let us assume the force to be tensile. This is F, D, the other end is A, FDA. Right. Also, there is one more inclined member. So here there is an inclined member in which the force is T. Right. Now, this value is, because the opposite side, here it is 3 meters and here it is 4 meters. Therefore, this is theta. This value is 36 degree 52 minutes. So this will give you a clear idea about the size of this figure. You have to mark all these details. It will have to be large in size so that you will be able to mark all the details. Otherwise, it will be congested like this, so that the viewers can understand. Right. Now, here this angle is 53 degree 08 minutes. Right. Now, in this joint, this is known, this force is known, this force, this is T, unknown. The only unknown value is FDA. All other values are known. This is compressive 0.60 plus 80. This is a force 80. This is the redundant force T. Therefore, the only unknown is FDA. So, you can analyze the joint using sigma V equal to 0 and sigma H equal to 0. So, you can use any one condition and that will solve the problem. Now, let us make use of the condition sigma H equal to 0. That will be easier. Sigma H equal to 0 will give. Sigma H equal to 0 gives. Here we can use sigma V equal to 0 also. When you use sigma V equal to 0, and it will be of no use. It will be of no use because this dA is wanted. dA will not come into the picture. Therefore, using sigma V equal to 0 will be of no use. Right. So, sigma H equal to 0 gives FDA is towards, it is assumed to be tensile. So, this is a vertical force. This will not give any horizontal component. Cos 90 equal to 0. This is a vertical force. This also will not give any horizontal component. That will also be 0. So, this is the only force T. So, T, that is also towards left. So, plus T into, when you resolve in the horizontal direction, it is cos of its angle with the horizontal, that is 36 degree. T into cos of 36 degree 52 minutes is equal to 0. These are the only two components. So, this is also towards left. Other two forces will not give any horizontal component. Cos 90 will become 0. Therefore, FDA equal to minus T into cos 3652 equal to 0.8. So, minus T into 0.8. Therefore, FDA equal to minus 0.8 T. Therefore, this is also compressive. Therefore, in this figure we can mark. So, this is also compressive. Mark the arrows towards the joint. So, this is 0.8 T. That's about. So, we have got the force in all the members, but the force in all the members are in terms of the redundant force T. Right. So, that completes the method of joints for getting the force in all the members. Right. Now, we know the formula for finding out the redundant force will be that of F into, we know the formula, it is P square L by 2AE. P square L by 2AE is the strain energy equation. So, when you are P square or T square? P square. Now, we differentiate dou U by dou T in terms of the redundant. When you differentiate, we will find finally you will get the formula sigma P or F. P into dou F by dou T, dou F by dou T into L by AE. So, this will give the displacement, and this displacement is equal to 0. So, we want these values. We want F into dou F by dou T into L by A. For this, we have to provide the tabulation. So when you provide the tabulation, serial number, member, so one column for P, or you can say F. We have used F here. So one column for F, then one column for dou F by dou T. One column for dou F by dou T. Right. Next column is for L. There is one column for L. So L values are different, so we have to provide column. And here it is already given that A and E are same for all members. Therefore, for all members you need not unnecessarily divide by AE every time and add. So this we can do it finally. AE can be taken to the last step. You need not, every value need not be divided by AE, because already A and E are same for all members. Therefore, that will deal separately. Right. Now this is equal to F into dou F by dou T into L. So these three values we are going to multiply, and after finding out everything, we are going to find out the final force P in the different members, P in various members. So that is how we have to provide the tabulation. Therefore, unnecessarily we need not remember the columns in the tabulation, because this formula will tell you what are the quantities for which a column is necessary. Right. Coming to the members, now this is AB, BC. So serial number 1, 2, one is AB, then BC, then CD, then DA, then AC, the other one is BD. These are the various members. Right. So we have to just provide horizontal lines. To facilitate overlapping of calculations or data, better to now. Right. Now, for member AB, we have marked along with the direction. So this is AB. AB is compressive. Therefore, it is minus 0.60. Fe equal to minus 0.60, because we know tension plus compression means it is minus, or minus means it is compression, whatever it may be. Then BC is also compressive, that is minus of 0.8T plus 106.67. Then CD is also compressive. So for CD the value is 0.60 plus 80, that is also compressive. So minus 0.60 plus 80. Then DA is also compressive, therefore minus 0.80. Then remember AC, the value is, this is the value, AC it is T plus 133.34. AC, it is tensile, therefore T plus 133.34. 133.34. And for the member DA, it is redundant member in which the force equal to T, tensile. So that is about this is the advantage of this figure. If we draw a separate diagram for this, mark all the forces that we find out, the tabulation will be convenient. Otherwise, we have to search for these values in the calculations. In the calculations, you will write this with a minus sign in one step, and another step we will write it as 10 compressive without sign. That will cause confusion. So if you mark it in the figure, if it is tensile, mark it with the plus sign. If that is compressive, mark it with the minus sign. So that will be the advantage of having a separate diagram for as and when we find out the force. If it is tensile, mark it as tensile. If it is compressive, mark it as compressive. But once if you mark this as compressive, in the analysis for the next joint, you can use that sign. Otherwise, that will lead to confusion. That is very important step. Right. Now, next is dou F by dou T equal to minus 0.6. So, here dou F by dou T equal to minus 0.8. Here dou F by dou T equal to minus 0.6. So, here minus 0.8. And here dou F by dou T equal to 1. And here also dou F by dou T equal to 1. So, that is about the values of dou F by dou T. Right. Now, AB is a vertical member. We know the dimension of the truss is like this. So, this is 3 meters, this is 4 meters. Therefore, the diagonal will be 5 meters. Therefore, AB is a vertical member for which the length is 3 meters. For BC, it is 4 meters. Then CD, 3 meters. So, these values in terms of meter. And DA, it is 4 meters. Then the diagonal member, 5 meters. Both are 5 meters. Both equal to 5 meters. Now, hereafter is only calculation, because we are going to deal with AE separately. Therefore, we have to multiply F, dou F by dou T into L. So, this is what is F into dou F by dou T into L. So, on multiplication, this will give you 1.08 T. 1.08 T. So, this is a 2.56 T, 2.56 T plus 341.344. Next one, CD, 1.08 T, 1.08 T plus 144. Next one is 2.56 T. Then 5T plus 666.67 or 670.77. Last value is 5T. So, that is about the product of the third column, fourth column and the fifth column will give you these values. It's only a question of calculations, that's all. So, no concept is required there. Right. Now, the formula is, we have to find out the sum of all these values. Therefore, when we add all these values, so here I have to write, for want of space, I will write it here. So, that value star will be 17.28 T plus 1152 plus 0.044. That is the value. Right. So, that is sigma FKL. So in the formula, sigma F into dou F by dou T into L by AE equal to 0. So the product of these three values, the sum of these values is equal to 106.522. Now from this, first we can find out the value of T. So 17.28 T equal to minus 1152.044. Therefore, we can get the value of T equal to minus 6.67 kilonewton. So this will give you the redundant force. Right. Now, the reason is we can take, so AE is common, we can take this AE to the right hand side. When it is multiplied, that will get cancelled. So sigma FKL by AE. So in this equation, it is F into dou F by dou T into L equal to 0 into AE, because that is common. AE is common. So this will be equal to the right hand side is equal to 0. AE will get cancelled because when it is common to all the members, so it can be taken to the right hand side and it can be cancelled. Therefore, from which you can find out the value of T. So this is the force in the redundant member. Therefore, the force in the member DB, FDB equal to 66.67 kilonewton compressive. It is compressive. So this is the force in the redundant member. Right. After finding out the force in the redundant member, the final force in various members will be, so all forces are in terms of T. So if we substitute the value of T there, so first one is minus 0.6 into minus 66.67, minus 0.6 T. So that will give this value equal to 40. This value is 40 P kilonewton. So minus 0.6 into 66.67. This one minus of 0.8 into minus 66.67 0.8 into this value plus 106.67. So this will give a value equal to minus 53.33, minus 53 point. So this value is minus 53.3, because when this is taken outside, this will become minus. So it is minus of point. Yes. So this will become minus and this will become plus. Minus and minus will become plus. So this will be 40 on multiplication. This will be plus 40. This is minus 106.67. Therefore, that will be the value. So this value equal to minus 53.33, and this is minus 40, because minus that is minus 40 on calculations, minus 40. This is 53.34, and this is plus 66.67, and because 133 minus 66, that will be plus. So here again it is 66, only thing is it is minus 66.67 kilonewton. Therefore, the final force in various members will be, this is A, B, C, D. So this is one diagonal member, another diagonal member. In AB, the force is tensile. AB, the force is tensile, 40 kilonewton. In BC, it is compressive. So minus, therefore compressive means towards the joint, 53.33 kilonewton. And CD, it is compressive. So CD, this is 40 kilonewton. And here it is tensile. This is tensile. It is with a plus sign, therefore tensile. Tensile. Therefore, this is 53.34 kilonewton, and the force in the diagonal member AC is tensile. So this is 66.67 kilonewton, and this force is compressive. This is again 66.67 kilonewton compressive. So these are the final forces in various members of the given truss. So that is how we have to analyze a redundant truss using the method of strain energy, because last time we could not complete a full problem. Therefore now we have completed one full problem, a truss with 1 degree of internal redundancy, right? So thank you for patience.